Hello, everybody. How is it going out there? I am Meg from Maison Jupiter and Beyond Mystic, and welcome to your weekly Beyond Astro forecast here on the Jean-Claude Beyond Mystic 3 YouTube channel. Thank you all so much for watching, and happy Virgo season. Happy also retrograde city season, which we're going to be talking about. Want to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on wherever you are in the world. I'm currently on the road right now, and I'm recording this Beyond Astro very early in the morning. So please forgive me if I look a little crazier than usual or my voice sounds a little raspy. Recording this early, which I feel like is a really magical time of the day anyways. So I really like that space in between when we've woken up to when the sun rises. If you ever wake up that early, I'm in that in-between point between, I guess you would call it dawn. So I think the dawn is very special and magical. But anyways, very interesting show I have to share with you for today. So let me know in the comments how you're all doing out there. And happy birthday to all the Virgos, as today is the first day of Virgo season. So we're in that lovely Virgo season as we're going to start talking about. And before we get into any main content, I want to mention you guys to please remember to like, share, and subscribe to the Beyond Mystics YouTube channel. If you really enjoy this content, please like and share. And if you want to keep up to date with all our magical content, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. I know sometimes people say that they get unsubscribed for no reason. So some weird stuff going on there. Just make sure you're subscribed. And thank you for supporting us in whatever ways you do. We really, really appreciate it. And also, if you'd like to have more of a personal astrology consultation, I would be more than happy to serve and share through my personal astrology consultations with you. And those are available over at maisonjupiter.com. And I'm currently offering two 1-hour consultations. The first one is a birth chart consultation. So looking at your birth chart, and I can just go off and start reading your birth chart for an hour. Or if you have specific questions that you'd like me to cover with your birth chart, we can do that as well. I love astrology questions. And then the 1-year personal forecast, looking at your year ahead with your personal astrological transits, is really good for looking at your current astrology, what's coming up. So I love offering that as well. And we've got all in one word, the discount code Beyond Mystic that you can use to get 10% off your next reading with me. So that's over at maisonjupiter.com if you guys would like to check that out. So, okay, I hope you're all feeling good today, having a magical day out there. The first thing we're going to talk about is the fact that we're in Virgo season right now. And of course, we're going to get to the Mercury retrograde, as I'm sure a lot of you have maybe heard already. Today, as I'm recording this, August 23rd, 2023, is the start of a Mercury retrograde that we're going to be having up until September 15th. So we're having Mercury going retrograde on the same day as the sun enters Virgo season, 0 degrees Virgo, and we're in that beautiful Virgo season. So it's funny because we talked a little bit about this last night in the Divine Feminine Oracles live show that Julie hosted, and myself and Sol Rita were also on there. And we were talking about the energy of Virgo and what Virgo means to us. And for me, I was talking about how my perspective on the sign of Virgo has really changed over my astrological journey. And having Virgos very close to me in my life, I have a sister that's a triple Virgo. I have some friends that are Virgos, people in my family. And yes, it is an earth sign. It is rules practicality. Virgo is about practicality, routines, health. Um, Virgo can be very critical and perfectionistic, if that's a word, perfectionist. The reason I've had this realization about the reason why Virgos are like that, why they want things to be perfect, why they want things to be clean, why they can be anal and, overly organized and they need things in a certain way is because the sign of Virgo rules being of service. It rules the maiden. It rules tending to the lands. It's that season when we start to do the harvest. Virgo season, we start to harvest and we need to be really organized when we do our harvest. If I've never had my own farm, but in the past couple of years, as I'm sure a lot of you, I started learning how to grow my own food and how to have our own clean water. And that takes discipline and organization and attention to detail, Virgo. And Virgo rules those things because it's the sign that rules being of service and tending to the land during the harvest time. So everything in astrology, the meaning of it comes from practically what is actually going on during that sun sign season, for example. So this is a really good time, especially with us being in a retrograde city, which is a fun astrological term that we use in the astrology community, retrograde city, when we've got a lot of planets retrograde at the same time. We now have, by the end of this week, we will have 7 planets retrograde because Uranus is also going retrograde this week, as well as Mercury. So Virgo is about attention to detail. And retrogrades are also about attention to detail, but more in the sense of reassessing, reviewing, reflecting. So this can be an amazing next few weeks with the Mercury retrograde, with us being in Virgo season at the same time, and retrograde city, lots of planets retrograde, to pay attention to the details and to reorganize your life. Maybe do like a whole cleaning of your house. Virgo rules cleaning and cleansing. Maybe you want to do a physical cleanse of your body if that resonates with you. This is really about reviewing and reassessing. You can do all areas of your life, or as I'm saying this, if you're listening and there's certain things popping into your mind, like, oh yeah, I got to go take care of my car. I've been putting that off. Or for me, I need to take care of my teeth. I have some things going on that I keep putting off. Really, really good as well. Virgo is physical health. So this is a season of paying attention to our physical health, any, changes in our physical routine. It's a really good time to do any dietary changes, exercise changes, routine changes. And we were talking last night in the Divine Feminine Oracle show about how, in the spiritual community, we love to meditate. We love to do all the woo-woo stuff. And if you like to connect to ETs or do ceremonies or whatever it is, but the earth signs of Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, even though they're not necessarily considered the most spiritual signs as maybe the water signs or, some of the other placements, they are just as spiritual because you can't have a healthy spiritual connection without being grounded and actually in your body. If you're not grounded and taking care of your physical body, which is one of the greatest blessings of being alive on Mother Earth, is we get a physical body. How cool is that? If we don't take care of that, we're not grounded, and you can't actually really do a lot of the spiritual practices in a healthy, grounded way. So we were talking about that on the show last night, and I'd love to hear from you all out there listening. What's your relationship like with your physical body? Do you feel like you honor your physical body? Are there some changes that are coming to mind right now where you're like, yeah, I should be maybe stretching more. I should be drinking more clean water. It is time for me to go get that proper water filter, or it is time for me to maybe learn how to start growing my own food or meeting my local farmer. Those kind of things. Let us know in the comments what you think. So love the energy of Virgo. Love, love, love it. And I'm going to bring the chart up now for today, August 23rd, 2023. And yes, we've got 0 degrees, Sun in Virgo, and we've got Mercury going retrograde. So actually, I put the 12 o'clock chart, 12 p.m. chart for when this Beyond Astro is going to be broadcasted live. But actually, Mercury retrograde is going to start later on in the day. I believe later in the afternoon or the early evening, if I'm not mistaken. But we're in that station moment right now where on the days where Mercury stations and goes direct, the actual beginning and end days of a retrograde can really be felt the strongest, actually. So just take it easy out there, you guys. If you're noticing the energy is a little funky, things aren't working out as planned or how you want them to, it's Mercury retrograde. So just go with the flow, pay attention to the details and what is coming up. So, of course, with any Mercury retrograde, this is about, we want to be aware of our communication, okay? Making sure that we're communicating clearly with people, as Mercury is the planet of communication, and making sure that we're understanding people, communicating with us clearly. Mercury also rules contracts and agreements. So it is not the best time during a Mercury retrograde to make any new deals or sign any new contracts or make big decisions that are just coming up for the first time during the retrograde, okay? I do think it's a different energy totally if there's something that you've already been thinking about that you need to get done, that needs to get signed during a Mercury retrograde. If you've already thought of that and processed that before the retrograde, personally, some astrologers may disagree, but I think that's okay to sign and to do. But if there's something totally new coming up during the retrograde that you want to sign a document on or make an agreement on, not the best time. So try to hold off if you can until after September 15th when Mercury goes direct. And this Mercury retrograde is going to be a very strong one, I believe, for two main reasons. Number one, Mercury is going to be in one of his home signs of Virgo. So Mercury is the planetary ruler of the sign Gemini and Virgo. So Mercury for this whole retrograde is going to be in one of his home signs, which makes his energy very strong. So on the challenging side, we may be feeling this Mercury retrograde, the effects of it stronger than other ones. So we want to pay attention to our communication, that we're communicating clearly. We want to make sure that we're not making any agreements or rash decisions out of nowhere. We also want to make sure Mercury can rule our cars and short distance travel. Any short distance trips or anything going on with our cars is double checked, triple checked. Everything is in order. And also our any little gadgets, day-to-day gadgets, we want to make sure those are all backed up and those are all charged up and working well, because it can be more prone for those things to break down, okay? But on the plus side, with Mercury being in a home sign of Virgo, which is the sign of routines and our physical health, this is an amazing opportunity with this Mercury retrograde, as I was speaking earlier, on reassessing our health and our day-to-day routines and making some changes there. If you feel there's any changes or new things to incorporate in your physical health or day-to-day routine. And if there's any appointments that you've been putting off having to do with your physical health, for me, I was mentioning my teeth. I'm definitely going to be going to the dentist. It would be an amazing time to go do those physical health appointments, checkups, all those kind of things. I also want to mention as well that Virgo is the sign that rules anxiety and worry and criticism. So just being aware if you're feeling excess anxiety, worry, or criticism, that could very well be because the Virgo energy is very strong with us being in Virgo season and Mercury in one of his home signs of Virgo. So just staying grounded, doing whatever practices help you to brush off any excess energy. For me, I love to get barefoot outside, do some earthing, or taking a bath, salt bath, or a shower, drinking lots of water, all that stuff. So what I would actually like to do for all of us out there is do a mini Mercury retrograde reading for each of the 12 signs for either your sun, moon, or rising sign. And I'm going to try to go through these as quickly as possible because I know sometimes it can go long when we do readings for all the 12 signs. I'm going to make this super brief for each of the 12 signs. So let's do it. So listen to your sun and your rising sign. You guys make those a priority. And then you can also listen to your moon sign as well. And I'm just going to have a little sip of coffee. One moment. Okay, so we'll start with Aries, sun, moon, and risings. This Mercury retrograde from August 23rd to September 15th is going to be happening in your 6th house. So this is actually the house of Virgo in astrology. So Aries, you want to pay attention, review, and reflect, and double check on the areas of life such as your physical health, day-to-day work, and your office space. Okay, you guys, Aries, can be feeling potentially really more easily stressed than all the rest of the signs because this is the 6th house of Virgo. So doing exercise and physical movement will help to remove any excess worry or feeling stressed out because Virgo rules stress and worry. But this is really good to reflect on your work and your day-to-day routines, Aries, for you guys in particular. And there can be really good health changes that you guys make during this time. Good time to maybe do a cleanse. And I'm going to pull a card for you, Aries. We've got Neptune for Aries for this Mercury retrograde vision. So I'm also feeling, Aries, like meditation, which Neptune rules, can help you guys. If you're feeling just more energized, you're feeling things moving through your physical body with this Mercury retrograde, doing meditation or sound healing, sound baths can be really, really good for you guys. So assessing what's the spiritual practice that you guys have. Aries, do you have a spiritual practice? That's Neptune, spirituality. Okay, so Taurus, sun, moon, and risings. This Mercury retrograde is happening in your 5th house, the house of Leo. So there can be potential misunderstandings or miscommunications with loved ones, with your romantic partner, with children, because the 5th house rules children. So you want to be aware of that, paying attention to those areas. Also being aware of the balance between work and play, as the 5th house is the house of fun and play. Tauruses, are you playing in any area of your life? Are you having fun in any area of your life? Where can you incorporate more fun and play? And it's also good, Tauruses, to review and reflect on your creative outlets and talents. When's the last time you did something creative? Maybe time to get back into a creative practice or start a new creative practice. So this can be romantic and fun and a creative time for the Tauruses out there. And I'm going to pull a card for you, Tauruses. Ooh, we've got, and I'm going to make this so you guys can actually see me here. The 8th house, the house of Scorpio, and the key word is mystery. So this is interesting because Scorpio is the opposite sign to Taurus. So I feel like this is making me feel, because the 5th house is very creative And Tauruses can naturally be very creative as well because it's ruled by Venus. Maybe write out or sing out or act out, express your shadow side. Okay. If there's any feelings or emotions that you're holding from your shadow side, any anger or resentment I'm feeling like, or frustration that needs to be released, you can actually release that through a creative outlet. So think about that, Tauruses, and could be a good time during the retrograde as well to do some kind of cleansing, going for an energy healing treatment, or doing a physical cleanse, or going to a healing ceremony. All those things are ruled by Scorpio. Okay. Now we move to the Geminis. And Gemini, you are Gemini, sun, moon, and risings. You guys are ruled by the planet Mercury. So you can feel this retrograde a lot more than the other signs usually. So just being aware of that, taking it easy out there. This Mercury retrograde is happening in your 4th house. So you will feel this retrograde more, as I said, because it's your planetary ruler. Unexpected issues can come up and miscommunications can come up with home or family members. So just double checking that you're communicating clearly. You can also be feeling, Geminis, more emotionally sensitive because the 4th house is a very emotional house. Things coming back from the past for completion. This is a really good time, Geminis, for emotional healing work, for expressing your emotions clearly. And it's a really good time to review and reflect on the areas of life, of home and family, and your emotions. Okay. So I'm going to pull a card for the Geminis. Let's see what wants to come through. We've got the 10th house, authority. This is interesting. We're getting all opposite cards. So the 10th house is actually the opposite house to the 4th house, which for you, Geminis, the 4th house is getting activated with this Mercury retrograde. So by paying attention and reviewing on your home, your family, and emotions, because the 4th house is opposite to the 10th, what I'm feeling is positively affects and activates your 10th house of career and work and being seen publicly and promotion. So there can be really good things actually happening for work and being seen publicly with your career or gifts you have to share during this retrograde. So that's very cool, Geminis. Okay, Cancers, Cancer, sun, moon, and risings. This Mercury retrograde is happening in your 3rd house. So this is the home house, one of the 2 home houses of Mercury. So Cancers paying extra. I know I'm saying this to everybody, but for you guys, because this is the house of Gemini, pay attention to miscommunications. Make sure you're communicating clearly. Make sure gadgets, your phone, your computer, your car are all working in order. If there's anything funky going on with any of those things, get them fixed immediately. Make sure they're all working properly. Back up any gadgets. Don't sign anything new that's coming up. Cancers during this retrograde, hold off until after September 15th. And it's a good time to review and reflect on the areas of life that the 3rd house rules. Communication, expressing yourself, your local community, friendship, and your siblings. Okay. And I'm going to pull a card for you, Cancers. Let's see what we get for the Cancers. Ooh, the trine sextile card, which is, these are 2 positive aspects in astrology, the trine and the sextile, and the keyword is symbiosis. So I feel like there can be something really positive happening. Not that I feel like there is going to be something really positive coming up for the Cancers with this Mercury retrograde, a really positive blessing or gift that has to do with friendship, your siblings, your local community, maybe a short distance travel, or your communication life. So keep us updated, Cancers. This is a really good card. There's a blessing coming forward. So that's exciting for y'all, Cancers. And Leos, this Mercury retrograde is happening in your second house. This is the house of Taurus. So just be mindful, Leos, of any purchases you do, okay, because Taurus rules purchases and money. You may be more inclined to buy something, and then after you buy it, you're like, why did I buy that? I don't need that, or I don't actually like that. So try your best to not make any big purchases, any big new purchases during this time, Leo, because you might not want what you got after you bought it. Pay attention to finances, pay attention to your bank account, double check your bank account and any charges that you're getting. There can be, funky stuff going on there. Not that I want to create that for you guys. It's just a Mercury retrograde. And I got to be honest with you. So double checking finances. Also, not the best time, Leos, for beauty appointments or procedures, because this second house rules beauty. So just holding off until after September 15th for any big beauty appointments if you are going to be planning anything like that. And we'll pull a card for the Virgos. Wow, the 10th house shows up again. So, sorry, I said for Virgos. Here comes the Mercury retrograde. I meant Leos. So Leos, something coming up with your career during this retrograde. So pay attention to work life as well as the second house areas. When you review your finances, Spirit's saying do like a budgeting. Doing a budgeting, financial budgeting could be a very positive way to utilize this Mercury retrograde, can actually attract more abundance and be really positive for your work life and any ways you want to be seen publicly. So that's awesome, Leo. And for Virgos, happy birthday and solar return to all the Virgos out there. This Mercury retrograde is happening in your first house. Okay, so you will feel this retrograde very strongly, Virgos, as Mercury is your planetary ruler. And this is going to be happening in your first house, which rules self. So Virgos, you're going to be feeling this really strong. Okay, double check everything you do. I know I'm saying that to everyone, but for you guys, very much so, double check any short distance travel, any travel at all. Double check any important communication that you have to do. Really great time, Virgos, to pay attention to physical health, routines, do a cleanse, maybe some dietary change, whatever resonates with you. This can be a very productive time, Virgos, for all the areas of life that Virgo rules in astrology for you guys. So love to hear from you guys and can't wait to hear from you guys how this retrograde is going to be affecting you. And I'm going to pull a card for the Virgos. Wow, we pulled this in the Divine Feminine Oracles last night, and it was crazy because Julie, who is a Virgo, said that she kept seeing trees. And so, Julie, this is for you because you are a Virgo, and all the Virgos out there, this is for you. We got the Koli card, root, paying attention to your physical health, and maybe doing some earthing. If you've never tried that before, look up earthing, Virgos. That's one of my most favorite things to do, being barefoot out on Mother Earth. Check out some new practices, some new wellness, physical health, routine practices can be really, really, really positive for you guys because this card keeps coming up for you guys. So I think this is going to be a really nice retrograde for you. And for the Libras, Sun, Moon, and Risings, this Mercury retrograde is going to be happening in your 12th house. So this is the house of Pisces, Libra. So 12th house is behind the scenes, so it would be good to do some reviewing and reflecting with this Mercury retrograde behind the scenes, maybe having a little bit more alone time, keeping some projects private before releasing them is really good with the 12th house as well. So Libras, you guys are one of the air signs, so you love to communicate and express yourself and share, but there's something really powerful about actually keeping projects hidden and sacred before releasing them, before you're ready to release them. So if you're working on anything like that, maybe think about that if it resonates with you to do. The 12th house is also your hidden self and addictive patterns. So anything going on there that needs healing can be revealed more to you during this time. Your dream time can be very active and powerful as well. And there can be spiritual foreign travel options being revealed. As 12th house, I notice, really has a lot to do with sacred sites. Maybe a trip you'll be doing in the future comes forward, like a group trip or a place you're feeling drawn to can really come forward as well. So double check everything. Mercury rules in astrology, Libras, but I think this is a really good time for you to go within and see what has to be revealed from your hidden self. Okay, Libras? And wow, okay, Libras, pay attention, Libras. We pulled the 12th house card, and this Mercury retrograde is happening in your 12th house. So you may want to rewind and listen to everything I just said again, or maybe 3 times. So this is affirming, pay attention to the areas the 12th house rules. Connect to your spirituality, Libras. Connect to your hidden self and review and reflect on those areas. Journaling, automatic writing can be really good practices. Reorganizing your behind the scenes. This is going to be really, really powerful for the Libras. Introspection, which I know sometimes can be a challenge for some Libras, as Libra rules others and being around others and being of service to others. Time to go within, Libras. Time to release any energy that is not yours from other people. Maybe even do some healing and connect back to your energy. Really, really powerful. I'm excited for you, Libras. Okay, Scorpios, my fellow Scorpios. This Mercury retrograde is going to be happening in your 11th house. So reviewing and reevaluating friendships, group associations, goals, dreams, and the future, okay? Really good time, Scorpios, to do goal setting and make and kind of play with, reflect on decisions that you have to make on your goals. Make the firm decisions and take the action after the retrograde, after September 15th. This can be a really good time to reconnect with old friends and old groups, or new friends and new groups. But usually with retrogrades, we're going back, and it's things that we need to deal with from the past. So there can be reconnections with people from the past if they are in alignment with you. That can be really, really nice. So paying attention to the areas that the 11th house rules, Scorpios, and let's pull a card. What's the message for Scorpios for this Mercury retrograde? Wow, we got Juno, the asteroid Juno, and the key word is partnership. So Spirit's saying this is very much about our friendships and group associations. Scorpios, reflecting and reviewing who you associate yourself with. Okay, I am a Scorpio sun, and a lot of us go through, we can attract really negative, even dark or strange people because we can be fascinated by that or feel like we have to help people like that. The truth is, no. Pay attention to who you have around you, and if they're of the same vibration, and make sure you have people that aren't draining your energy around you. So important for us with this retrograde, Scorpios, to pay attention to our partnerships and associations and what is the truth behind that. We love to get down to the truth of why we're attracting certain people and if certain relationships are really for our highest good and in alignment. Okay. So Sagittarius we got a few more, you guys, and then we'll finish up. So Sagittarius this Mercury retrograde is happening in your 10th house. This is the house of professional career, goals, legacy, and publicly being seen. So really good to review and reflect on those areas. There may be some setbacks, Sagittarius, going on with work. So no worries, just have patience. Things will move forward more after September 15th. Good to reflect on what kind of career do you really want to have? Is there something publicly that you're about to be seen for that you need to prepare for? And yeah, this can be really good for inspirations or realizations about work and career. Just being patient for if there are any delays. And because this is a work house, pay extra attention to how you're communicating. Okay. And the card for Sagittarius is Vesta, the asteroid Vesta, which the keyword is hearth, meaning home. And this is interesting because for which sign was it that had the fourth house? Let me just check here. We had the, which sign had the fourth house? Am I going crazy? Tauruses had the fourth house being activated, and we pulled the 10th house card for the Tauruses, and Sagittariuses are having the 10th house activated, and Vesta would be aligned with the fourth house, which rules home and family. So there's a lot of balancing going on in this beyond Astro. Are you guys noticing that? The opposite cards for what we're talking about is showing up. So this Mercury retrograde is bringing a lot of balance and recalibration to all of us. It feels like a lot of timeline shifting as well. So there's a message coming through Sagittarius. Pay attention to your home and family situation as well. And having a clean home, an organized home, can actually create a better work life and make us more abundant and successful in work, because that really is our foundation at home with the physical home and the family dynamic. So, wow, these are really interesting cards we're getting. Okay, so Capricorns, we're going to move to the Capricorns now. This Mercury retrograde is happening in your 9th house. So reviewing and reflecting on your beliefs and your connection to higher consciousness. Double check everything having to do with foreign travel, Capricorns, if you are going to be doing foreign travel, or if you're going to be taking any courses, if you're going to school. The 9th house can rule school and courses and teachers. Double checking that that's all in alignment with you, and that's actually something that you want to do and make use of. This is really good to meditate, to connect to higher consciousness, to review your beliefs as well, Capricorns. It can be a very spiritual time for you. And we've got the Chiron card for Capricorns, so healing. And it's interesting because last month we were also talking for the Capricorns about healing and doing some healing practices. And I know you guys love to be busy and work and get things done, but important, Capricorn, to make some time for some self-healing, maybe some healing around your beliefs. I know Joe Dispenza is really great at that. If you guys have any other resources around doing healings around your beliefs, put that in the comments below. We're getting the healing Chiron card for the Cappies. Okay, now Aquariuses, this Mercury retrograde is happening in your 8th house, the house of Scorpio. So reviewing and reflecting on your shadow side, your connection and merging with others. You may be feeling Aquariuses more emotional, more moody, more obsessive, okay? Because Scorpio rules all those things in astrology, and Mercury is going to be in that 8th house. So no worries, you're not going crazy. You're just maybe going to feel a little bit like a Scorpio during this Mercury retrograde. This is a really good time to do healing, to do therapeutic work. Scorpio rules real deal ways of healing, okay? Honor your emotions and your inner hidden self. And I was feeling to say to you guys, what we resist persists, okay? What we resist persists. So think about that one, Aquariuses. And the 8th house also rules, investments. So pay attention to your investments. I wouldn't invest in anything personally. If I was an Aquarius during this time, I'm not a financial advisor. Do whatever you feel. I would wait until after the retrograde. Okay. And the card for Aquarius is Aquarians. Wow. 12th house. We got the 12th house again. 12th house and 8th house have a similarity. Okay. Pisces and Scorpio have a similarity because they both rule the hidden self and really going within and behind the scenes and healing work. So Aquarians, you're being called to connect to your hidden self, connect to your shadow side, maybe do some healing, spiritual healing work. Okay. It can be a really powerful time for that. And last but not least, we've got the Pisces. This Mercury retrograde is happening in your 7th house. So reviewing and reflecting on your committed love relationships and professional relationships. So there can be some issues, miscommunications coming up in those areas. Just make sure you're communicating clearly. It's just paying attention to those love relationships and professional relationships and also clients. Okay, Pisces, if you work with clients, what are the clients like that you're attracting? Paying attention to who is, what Spirit's saying, this is like my intuitive side coming through. What are the themes around the clients that you work with, if you do work with clients, and what is being shown to you as a mirror reflection by not just clients, but all of the people around you, your love relationship, your professional relationship, clients. What is being mirrored back to you, Pisces, through your relationships? Okay, so paying attention to that. And the card for Pisces, Scorpio, investigate. And I'm feeling that. I'm feeling like there's something, Pisces, you really need to pay attention to with the people around you and the kind of people that you're attracting and why are you attracting them, and get to the bottom. Do a little personal investigation on why certain people are around you, why there's certain themes around the people around you. There can be a lot being revealed to you during this time, Pisces, getting that Scorpio card as well. So very, very powerful for all of you. So hope you guys enjoyed all those mini Mercury retrograde readings. And I want to share as well that we've got this Archangels promo from Carla at ascensionorganites.com. So take advantage of this Archangel promo. You can buy one, get one 15% off with the code, all in one word, Archangels15. And Carla does amazing Organite pyramids. If you've never seen these, go check these out at ascensionorganites.com. Or you can buy two or get more 20% off by using all in one word Archangels20 code. And this is going to be valid until August 31st, 2023. So go check that out at ascensionorganites.com. And we love you so much, Carla. Also, you guys, again, if you would like to have more of a personal consultation with me, that's available over at maisonjupiter.com. And we've got the discount code Beyond Mystic, all in one word, that you can use to get 10% off a reading with me. And last thing, you guys, Julie and I did this amazing, really fun Astro Decode episode over on the Maison Jupiter YouTube channel, where we discussed the wealthiest part of your chart. And I had a client say to me yesterday, you guys, this was so good that you should have actually done this as a workshop and charged people for this. And I said to her, thank you very much. That's very nice feedback. So I think we had a lot of really golden nuggets in this Astro Decode, and this is a free episode over on the Maison Jupiter YouTube channel. So go check it out, you guys, if you'd like to learn about the wealthiest part of your chart. Okay. And I think that's everything for now. And let me know in the comments how you're all doing out there. I love you all very, very much. Let's embrace this Mercury retrograde. Let's make the most of it. And may want to rewatch this Beyond Astro, because there was a lot of information in there. Listen to your sun, moon, and rising sign in the mini readings, and maybe share it with people that you think might be interested. And I'm wishing you all the most magical week ever. Love you all so much. Happy birthday to all the Virgos. Happy Virgo season. Happy Mercury retrograde and Uranus retrograde. We'll talk about that in the next Beyond Astro. Love you all and have an amazing week. Bye.